Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of Magical Moment Storytime. And I'm your host, Miss Debbie. And today, wow, we have another classic. And I am using this book again because it shows so many amazing stories from my childhood. And probably your mummies and daddies share these stories with you too. And we love the stories that are in this book. So it's 5-minute stories, over 30 tales and fables to share. We just love every one of these stories and love that we have an opportunity to share them with you. So what do you think we'll be reading today, I wonder? You probably saw the title. It's going to be The Ugly Duckling. And The Ugly Duckling in this book is retold by Etta Saunders, and it's illustrated by Polona Lovsin. So let us get started. And I'll just start off by sharing those beautiful little duckies. Aren't they just so precious? The illustrations are so beautiful here. So The Ugly Duckling. Once upon a time, there was a proud and happy duck. I have 7 beautiful eggs, and soon I will have 7 beautiful ducklings, she told the other creatures on the riverbank. It wasn't long before she heard a crack, and one beautiful duckling popped her little head out of the shell. "Isn't she a beauty?" she exclaimed. Soon there was another, and then another, until she had 6 beautiful ducklings, drying their fluffy yellow wings in the spring air. Just one egg left. And see, that's what this picture's about. You get to see all 6. Can you count with me? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then we have this large egg in the middle. You notice the size of that egg in comparison to all the others? Just one left, quacked Mother Duck. And it's a big one. For quite a while, nothing happened. Mother Duck was starting to worry when at last the big egg began to hatch. Tap, tap, tap. Out came a beak. Crack, crack, crack. Out popped a head. Crunch, crunch, crunch. Out came the last duckling. "Oh my," said Mother Duck. "Isn't he different?" The last duckling did look strange. He was bigger than the other ducklings and didn't have such lovely yellow feathers. "That's all right," said Mother Duck. "You're my special little duckling. Now come on into the water," she told her little ones. "You must learn to swim straight away." One by one, the ducklings hopped into the water, landing with a little plop. But the ugly duckling fell over his big feet and landed in the water with a great big splash. The other ducklings laughed at their clumsy brother. "Now, my little chicks," said Mother Duck, "stick together and stay behind me." So, here we go. There's the final duckling and Mummy and Daddy Duck. And remember, all the others were yellow. So let's continue to explore. So there we go. Isn't that a really sad face there? Let's see what's happening. Back at the nest, the ducklings practiced their quacking. Repeat after me, said Mother Duck. Quack, quack, quackity quack. Quack, quack, quackity quack, repeated the ducklings, all except the ugly one. Honk, honk, he called. However much he tried, he couldn't quack like his brothers and sisters. What a racket, said Mother Duck. I'm sure you'll get the hang of it soon enough. The other ducklings all quacked with laughter. How do you think the ugly duckling felt? Do you think that's what made him look that sad? I think that may have been it. It wasn't nice to laugh at him if he couldn't do it very well. The ugly duckling hung his head in shame. Nobody likes me, he thought. I'll never fit in. The next day, the mother duck took her little ones out for another swim. Once again, the little ducklings stayed close to her while the ugly duckling wandered off alone. Some wild geese came swooping down and landed on the river nearby. What kind of bird are you? Asked one goose. Rather rudely. I'm a duckling, of course, he replied. My family have left me all alone. The rest of the geese felt sorry for the ugly duckling. Come away with us, they said. It's a big, wide world, and there's so much to see. But the ugly duckling was afraid to leave his river, so he stayed where he was. And look, there are the geese, and the ugly duckling hiding in the bushes. So tiny, looking really sad. He didn't want to leave home, because that river was home. His home was right there. When their mother wasn't looking, the other ducklings teased their ugly brother. Just look at his dull grey feathers, said his sister unkindly, as she admired her own reflection in the water. Mine are much prettier. The ugly duckling swam away and looked at his reflection. I don't look the same as them, he thought. Feeling sad and lonely, he swam down the river and didn't stop until he reached a place he had never seen before. I may as well stay here by myself, he decided. Summer turned to autumn. For those in the US, that's fall. So summer turned to autumn or fall. The sky became cloudy and the river murky. But still, the ugly duckling swam alone in his quiet part of the river. Snow fell heavily that winter, and the ugly duckling was cold and lonely. The river was frozen solid. At least I can't see my ugly reflection anymore, he thought to himself. Spring arrived at last, and the ice thawed. New visitors arrived on the river. The ugly duckling watched nervously as some magnificent white ducks swam towards him. You're very big ducks, he told them when they swam close. We're not ducks, laughed the elegant creatures. We're swans, just like you. So, What does that tell you? And can you believe that's the ugly duckling? The ugly duckling didn't know what they meant. He looked at his reflection in the river and was surprised to see beautiful white feathers and an elegant long neck. Is that really me? He asked, surprised. Of course it is, they told him. You are a truly handsome swan. The handsome young swan joined his new friends and glided gracefully back up the river with them. When he swam past his family of ducks, Mother Duck recognized her ugly duckling straight away. I always knew he was special, she said. And the beautiful young swan swam down the river proudly, ruffling his magnificent white feathers and holding his elegant head high. The end. Isn't that a wonderful story? So there's all the family of ducks, and there is the beautiful ugly duckling that is now a swan. How beautiful is that? How fresh are these stories? I'm sure your mummies and daddies are probably loving these stories as much as you are. It has taken me on a trip down memory lane. The Ugly Duckling was one of my favorite stories as a little girl, and I hope that you enjoyed hearing it. I hope that you enjoyed listening and looking at the beautiful illustrations that I've shared tonight. You are all truly beautiful. It's not about what's on the outside, it's who you are on the inside. And this story started with everyone saying that the duckling was ugly because he didn't look like all the others. But he turned out to be the most handsome swan. And that may be you. If you're feeling like you don't fit in, remember there's always others out there like you. So enjoy being you, my precious ones. You are beautiful little souls. Have a wonderful night. Thank you so much for listening. And thank you for staying tuned to another episode of Magical Moment Storytime. You've been listening to another story in 5-minute stories, over 30 tales and fables to share. And we've been reading The Ugly Duckling. It's been so much fun. Stay tuned. Please subscribe to our channel. Please like this video. Please share with everyone else. Comment below and let us know what you think. And if there is a story or a book that you'd like us to share, please leave a comment below or connect with us on one of our social media channels. It has been wonderful reading another story with you. Take care and good night, little ones.